that term. It was just all about getting the actual money. And then we kind of morphed it, as I grew as a coach and I grew as a person into what it meant. Really kind of broke it down to prosperity. Defining the goal. I think that's where it really starts. I mean, knowing who your player is, knowing who your running back is, and knowing what their personal goals are, and then also achieving what our goals are. Knowing you, I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of guys kind of skip over. They have a goal, but they don't know who they are and how they're going to be able to get to that goal. And that's the first part of knowing who you are. And then analyzing. I mean, analyzing your physical and your personal information. I mean, really talking about now, what's my size? What's my measurement? What am I good at? And really kind of merging both of those worlds has been a cool deal. I have a few business majors in my room, and they always are trying to kind of help me out with, bringing things out in our culture. Developing a plan. I think that's where our guys have really kind of started mapping out ideas and everything like that, and really coming full circle to seeing something in the spring and then really finding out what that is in the outcome, whether it's spring ball, whether it's fall camp, whether it's a season, and always kind of having that plan and really kind of attacking that whatever chance we get. Implementing it, and of course you guys understand that, and reviewing it. I think that's the one thing you guys can implement it, but you guys forget to review it. Like we had a session today where we talked about, are you doing every little thing you can to be great? And I think that's something really important for us. My guys are really trying to do more than what they can. And I think that's where you want to keep achieving those guys. And those guys are kind of seeing what they're doing and say, I can do more, coach, which is a good thing. Our core values, live a total effort life. I think those guys are doing a great job with that, as far as not just letting football be this end all be all. Weight room. I want to tell you guys straight up. I mean, the more those guys live and understand what's in the weight room, it becomes a great idea, a great tool for them, whether it's just technique, whether it's them being under a squat bar and really having to go down full squat. I mean, just the mechanics of that stuff is really important to us, especially in our process. Team before self. I think any guy that really understands who they are know that they're not bigger than a team. And I think we strive for that every single day. And that's one thing that we really talk about. No excuses. All right. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, a guy today was late because of the snow. And you guys know you guys can get snow up there too. So there's no excuse. It's just you're late. Now, either you have a reason for that for that consequence or that situation or whatever that might be. And we'll definitely understand that. Those guys are no longer trying to make excuses like, oh, coach, this happened. No, coach, this is what happened, and this is why I'm late. And the quicker you can get to that point, those guys are really kind of be able to be a leader in your room, which is next one is develop leadership. And I think every player in your team can be a leader, and especially in our room. I talk more about it later on as we get going, but I got down to my fifth string running back this year, so. Leadership is not just your seniors or anything like that. It's all encompassing. Be a person of character, and that's just being a good person. And I think our guys are good people. We give back. We're in the community all the time. I'm in charge of community relationships. So running backs are kind of more so, they have a little bit bigger responsibility than most position groups right now, which is pretty good. And refuse to lose. We need competitors. I think that's something where we're fighting, we're brothers in our room. We are, and we strive to be better than the number one guy. And we're always challenging each other. I think that's something we strive to do all the time. This is just a little note for you guys. I'm a big acronym guy for me, and a few things. And so you guys can take these, use them, whatever you might do, and help it. I think, some quick reminders for our group of who we are. And what's our standard is really important for our guys. The first one is rep, respect, effort, perform, and we talk about that. We're going to show ultimate respect to football. We're going to show ultimate respect to community. We're going to show respect to our team, respect to our coaches. And then in turn, we understand that we're going to give effort. We're going to give max effort any chance we get. And then ultimately, we're going to perform. And again, we can use that in all different phases of our game, whether it is in the system of what we do or just in the normal days of football. So It's really important in that way. Next one right there is going to be, sorry, my screen went a little blank on that. It's going to be get money. You guys, we kind of talked about that one already. And then that's an important one to me. That's something I just got brought up in. And then our team, our running back name is called Juice Squad.
Hey,
and
Coach.
So we bring juice any chance we get. And again,
Hey,
that's
Coach.
not that thing.
Coach,
Yes.
I think we're on the wrong screen. You got a different screen up than I think you're looking at or sharing. Or do you have a different PowerPoint or? Yeah, see, that's now there it is.
There it is.
Well,
Okay.
it was starting to pop.
Is that it right there?
No, we still got
It's behind the.
it might be behind and then full screen
Let me go ahead and try to. Is that better?
there you are. There you are.
There we go.
Thanks, Coach.
No problem. Appreciate that. Like I said, just jump in anytime. And then, like I said, we bring the juice. So our name is Juice Squad, and we bring the juice, and that's something we really kind of strive for. And then, hopefully, not too many Grizz fans are on this, but Beat the Grizz is always our number one. So we make sure that everybody know that in the room. That's a culture thing, and we get it going. I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about recruiting. I think that's something important for you guys as far as you guys are trying to figure out, hey, my guy, is he good enough? Is he a guy that's a 1AA or the Pac-12 or what level of caliber is my guy? And just for us, and just so you guys know, the first thing is going to be for us is just so you know, the average size is 5'9", 204 for an average size running back in the FBS level. And with that being said, is that the end all be all of all sizes for running back? They can come bigger, smaller, whatever that might be. I think the number one thing, that's a starting point. And I think every running back is built different, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. But being able to see the average size of that and kind of saying, okay, that's a starting point to say, okay, my guy is whatever. Plays multiple sports. I think that's something that a lot of guys take for granted. You know what I mean? Playing basketball, running track, playing lacrosse, doing hockey. I mean, those different movements, especially for a running back, is very awesome. I mean, and then I really look for that 5-yard acceleration. We always talk about that 5-yard burst, that 5-yard, whatever it is after contact. It's very important. That long speed, I do look for long speed. If you are a long speed guy, it's 11.2 and lower. I think some guys can have different game speed and everything like that, but anywhere in that 11.2 to maybe even 11.4 range is a guy that can move. Breaking tackles. I think breaking tackles is very big. I think that's something we got to make sure we do, and then also be a dog and recruit and blocking. I think that's big. I mean, when I say dog, it's not just like he has to go out there and just go crazy, but he has to show that effort, that want to be able to block. And speed backs. I always like to talk about that short size back. I don't like to use the S word personally. I'm a short running back, but being able to be that guy that's a smaller back must be electric. You must be able to kind of have that ability to kind of do a lot of different multiple things and be good at a few more. You know what I mean? It has to be one trait that you see. Here goes Adam Jones. Adam Jones is a guy that we just signed this year. He's about 5'10", maybe 165 pounds, 75 pounds now. He was a baseball player. He was a lacrosse player. He did multiple things. But I wanted to show you guys some of his film a little bit. One thing you guys will see right here is he is running outside zone, which we are going to get to here in a little bit. But you also see him doing a great job of what I talk about, that 5-yard acceleration. You guys see when he starts around at the 35, how quickly he gets to be able to get through that hole. And then now making the safety miss, and again, making the next guy miss in space. And that's really guys that are able to do that early on their highlight film. You want to put that as the first few clips. You want to be able to showcase what they can do. And then also now seeing a little bit of power from him. Okay. He is one of our, like, a different type of backs. He's definitely got to be able to put that foot in the ground right there and then be able to get out of it. One thing you definitely see is him still breaking tackles. I mean, our offense coordinator is big in breaking tackles. You have to break tackles. You have to make guys miss in space and really do a great job with that as we get to here, especially with our outside zone. And finish a run. Next guy is our bigger back. This dude is an all-state wrestler for Seattle. He's Scott Trey Humphrey. He's built now. He's 6 foot and he's about I give him 210 right now, 215 because he's not wrestling this season. But he's a guy that's shown the ability to do a little bit more. And when we get to that bigger back, no doubt, we talked about the average size, right? Both of these guys are above the average size. So like I told you guys, there's no actual cookie cutter mold for how tall you want a running back to be or the size. So one thing you guys see with this bigger back, though, is on contact, he's making guys miss. And as you will see, he's running through tackle. His feet are accelerating through. I always look for this, especially on film, is that once we make contact, his feet accelerate out of it. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of guys don't put their 5-yard gain runs on there, but again, I watch game film and I watch that technique of the running back. There he goes for a big guy. Is also still be able to go ahead and finish a long run. This is something that was a progression for us to see from his junior year to his senior year. His junior year, he would get caught right here. Okay. And then once we watched his senior eval tape, he was a senior eval for us. And we're able now to see him finally and make that burst and be able to carry that out. Any questions about recruiting or anything like that, guys? No.
No, I think we're good, coach.
Okay. Ball security is job security. So again, a little bit about running back. I could not go through this meeting and not talk about ball security and what it means for our culture as a running back. But we have to do a great job with ball security. I think that's one thing. We protected Rock, we protect the team. We have the whole team in our hands multiple times of the game. Okay. We talk about this one right here, 5 points of pressure. Easy money for us to be able to understand that one. And then again, we'll go over more here in a second. But high and tight these are terms that we'll talk about all the time in our running back room and as our team. I think it's very important that it doesn't just come from the running back room. I think it's a great thing when it comes from the receiver room, the quarterback room. Every single room is preaching ball security. And we even do an all ball security circuit with the whole team. Lock the wrist is a big thing for us. You know, going through contact, going through traffic, we lock the wrist, and that's a everyday deal for us to be able to see that. Some good and the bad. Right there, you guys see my man Isaiah doing a great job with the palm in hand, being able to use that as an extra resource. Okay, when you see at the bottom of the X down low, you see that ball is now no longer really protected, is not chinning it in the right way. You see the separation of the palm right there, and that's not allowing us to have great ball security. One thing you guys see right here versus this year, we did a great job with ball security. Now, I wouldn't say great. We had one on the ground, which is one too many, and that's big. All right. One thing you're going to see from Tommy right here is doing a great job. Tommy is probably one of the best guys in ball security. Just doing a great job of chinning that ball and being able to have that right there and locking that wrist and keeping it right underneath his chin. And again, you guys can see it a little bit better from this angle. So Tommy's coming on the quarterback read, coming through. And again, that ball never drops from where his chin is. And I love what he does there, finishing strong with that ball locked high and tight. Web fingers. Some guys preach it, some guys don't. I'm a big fan of the web fingers just because right there, most defenders know they're taught to put their head on that ball. You know what I mean? So for me, I really like that, use that, and then also have now an extra grip of the football. Okay. And then again, you see my man Isaiah got that fingertip on it. Tough day for him if he gets that, somebody put that head on it right there. Okay. Also a bad clip of him just having it low and tight. All right. You can see it right here from the tight view. Running our outside zone, which we're going to talk more about, guys. Trust me. But be able to see here, Elijah run it here. Okay. Still running here, trying to chin it. And then right when he's getting through contact, he does a great job of kind of putting that ball right there to his chest, crossing it, chinning it right there with that web finger. Okay, the bicep lock. I'm a big bicep lock guy. And again, you guys, all the guys want to do the curls for the girls. That's a big thing for them. One thing for me is also is when we're in that position in the far left picture, you guys see where that ball is no longer in our bicep. Okay, and that happens. And trust me, it happens all the time. One thing you want to do is just preach when that does happen is now you want to chin it. You want to chin it. You want to lock that ball across your chest. You want to be able to have that ball higher than your waist. Okay, anytime that tip is below your waist or shooting that forward, that's a bad day. Goes a look at Isaiah doing it right here, being able to chin it right here, be able to come through with contact, starts with a high position with the ball. Isaiah is a bad guy that likes to have that ball low at times. You guys see that right there where he kind of just ducks it down and is super at his waist right now, where Elijah had it higher. All right, it's been a battle for him to be able to kind of put that ball higher at times because of that situation. So I just wanted to show you guys a clip of that where he's really, even though he's a strong dude, is definitely tough for him in a lot of situations. A lot of guys go for that ball. All right, push that ball to your chest. This is one that's always a scary. You always see that guy always in the open field running for big time yards. I think that's a big one where that ball is always exposed. And again, the worst part is when that guy has a ball and he's going in that running motion and bringing it down. You want to be thinking about chin it, extend it right there and be able to have it right there above his wrist and begin chinning it the whole time. You guys see right here with Marquis, who is on this clip. I gave him a gold star because he is having the ball with good ball security at times, but he's a guy that's a track guy, and you'll see right here in his form that he likes to bring that ball low to his chest a little, his stomach time. So he's already short, but again, at times he'll just try to have that ball low, but he's fighting hard, especially to bring it through, okay? So you guys see that right there. You guys see that motion with him getting that ball out there. And again, that puts it in a tough situation for him to have that ball out there and defenders to be coming from behind. The one thing he does a good job of is once he feels defenders, being able to cross it across his chest and be able to bring it home. Okay, two-arm lock. This is something that we live by. Again, one thing that we don't have, and again, we don't have many of these right here. That's on the left, that bad picture of guys getting the ball stripped. I think, and I think this is a big reason why that is, because anytime we're in traffic, we are going to have that lock. We preach it, we preach it, we preach it. And again, guys are understanding what that is. One thing you guys can see right here is a good example of Lane doing a good job of this, be able to come through one time through, does a good job on the outside zone cut, which we'll get to more. But again, making through contact. And then once he gets through this spot right here, he's making that X. He makes that X, he feels the contact, he feels like he's going down. He does a great job of putting that arm around it right there. Now he's in good position for ball security. Another example right here, guys, being able to go through, come in through to see it. And again, getting low. The one thing I don't love about what we're finishing is that he's just kind of ducking his head. All right. We talked about one thing I look for in recruiting is guys to be able to accelerate their feet. Okay. One thing that he's not able to do when he just ducks his head is not accelerate his feet. And now he's just going right into the ground. All right. Okay, violent on with the off weapon. One thing that we look for is guys to be able to be violent with that off arm. And then one thing you guys will see right here, and they're one of our cold games, is one, being able to have the ball in the right hand will be great, but be able to come through here, lock it across, and then now use that left arm as a stiff arm right there. Okay. It was kind of crazy going to look for clips, being able to see our stiff arm. We didn't have too many opportunities to really kind of use our stiff arm. We were in a lot of different spots. But right here, does a good job of crossing it. One thing that I do is be aware of that backside defender, which he does, be able to strike right here with his left hand and be able to finish that run with the ball high and tight. Any question with ball security, guys? Anything that we preach, anything that you guys seen on that front?
Nope, I think we're still good, Coach.
Perfect. Next thing is kind of our drill progression. And one thing for us guys is this is leading up to how we how we do drills. One thing for us in our drill progression, we don't ever do mindless drills. You know what I mean? Everything we do with our drill work is for a purpose. It's for a game-like situation that we can possibly get to, or whatever that might be, that's really gonna just kind of put our bodies in those situations constantly. And it's gonna be muscle memory at some point where we're gonna have to make that same cut. One thing you guys see right here in our drill progression is called the stance. I think the stance is the first part of what makes a running back understand, be able to have no false movements and be able to get to where he needs to, his track. His track is the most important thing. You guys see we'll see here in a second, the one line drill, which is a very big one. You see mesh coming up here in a little bit as well. But these drills are big for elite footwork drills. Again, letting those guys that know that these cone drills that we do, these knee drills that we do, our 3-cone sink drill that we do, is all going to show up in some kind of game experience for them. So they have to be ready for it. And elite ball security drills, that's right here, working our one arm, our weapons, be able to use our X timing and just kind of be in that battle zone sometimes as well. Call it the block party. And then again, we'll be in the block party for a few different ways: explosive hips, being able to shoot our hand timing, ABC fit, alignment. All right. So we have to do a great job being in those situations, kind of just memorizing where we are in our drills. And again, this is for my guys. They have it. They can pick through certain drills that we want to do. I have a menu of drills that I'm able to do to just be able to say what I want to be able to get done for that day. Okay. We're going to get into outside zone. I know one thing for us guys is we talked about some of our fundamentals. Okay, our fundamental is it starts with our eyes, and our eyes are really important. I came up with a little acronym. It's called DART, D-A-R-T, depth, alignment, read, track. Okay, and so every single play in our playbook, our running backs will know their DART. And again, are they going to remember their DART every single time? No. I think that's the one part where we would do a great job of just explaining to them what we do. All right, in this basis, and especially in springtime when you have time to teach those guys or big time things, they'll be able to recite that big time. So that one time in the game, now they don't have to memorize, they don't have to think about it. It's something that's mindlessly, they know their DART. One thing right there for us, we go from the gun, we're on the heels of the QB. I think that's one thing that you guys, some guys kind of do, or sometimes guys like deeper, some guys like flatter. We like at the heels, and that's our base alignment. Anytime we're in the gun, we're at the quarterback heel. So it never changes up for any situation with it, with us. Our heels are going to be at 8 yards from under center and pistol. We make it just look the same. Okay, our alignment is going to be split the inside leg of the tackle. Always, we call it IT alignment as well, and from away from color. So that's what we tend to do at times. Under center, we go behind the quarterback, and then our read is going to be D tackle to D tackle or read one, field two. Our tracks are going to be butt of the tight end, or under center, it's always going to be the butt of the tight end. Okay. Play that we're going to be watching more so right up here is going to be our Bills and Broncos. So one thing for us is going to be able to understand our Bills is going to be on our left, Broncos is going to be to our right. Our base, we already know our draft at tailback. We're going to be at the quarterback heels, IT alignment. All right, our read is going to be the end man on line of scrimmage. And then our track is going to be highway footwork. We're going to take that highway footwork. We call this right here our keys, our wide zone keys. We're going to have our pace car mindset. We're going to ride the wave. The quarterbacks that we know on any scheme, who's our backside guarantee. I think that's really important for the running backs to know. And then again, we're going to run through the tight window. Why I like out the gun, guys, is just controlling the backside end. I think that's something big as far as understanding that we always give them the threat of quarterback run when we have that backside end. I think that's something that a lot of guys kind of understand and know already. But anytime that we are in the gun, we're giving that illusion, which we have a really good quarterback, the ability to run him. Running back creates the lateral flow. I think that's something where out the gun, you're able to really create that flow, that movement, that acceleration that we're really trying to stretch and puncture. All right. Running back stay flat. I think that's something important. A lot of guys you'll see on film, and that we'll correct and be able to go through with this, guys, is that running back at times will try to creep to the line of scrimmage. I think that's something we really got to make sure and try to hinder, stop those guys from doing. Then we running back want to catch the center. I think that running back center alignment and ability to be able to be in the face with the center is something big. And then again, after the mesh, we want to take a 3-step decision. It's one cut and go, and then we ride the wave. Okay. The first thing you guys see is the drill work to it. I think it's very important. I call this my one-line drill, guys. This is where we're going to be able to go through and see that every one of the backs are able to do our footwork. And I think that's big as far as you guys can see already who's already messing up. Who wants to creep up to the line of scrimmage instead of being flat? That first guy in line, he wants to be able to creep flat. I think everybody else is on a good spot. And again, we're just in timing, be able to put that foot in the ground. You guys can see those, every one of those guys are able to put that foot in the ground and now be able to get vertical. Again, we can be able to go both ways, guys, and then be able to see where we're at. See, again, corrected him just a little bit, but again, he's still kind of super fast with his plant. And again, playing 5 different running backs, guys. I mean, this is why I was able to do it. This is a main reason, because everybody's track has to look the same. Everybody wants to be on the same level. Everybody needs to be in that progression. Okay. You guys can see this right here as far as us in that same, working that same mode. Okay. Again, this is going to be just running our Beal's play. Again, just our outside zone to the left. Our read is going to be 42. So the one thing you guys can see right here, talk about stretching, and we say about talking about staying flat through the mesh. I love where his eyes are at, and then be able to come through and then be able to press the track and then be able to get vertical right through that spot. Again, this is definitely where I say 3 steps are guidelines. Okay. 3 steps are guidelines, but I definitely want to be able to say, you feel this, and then you ride the wave. You read 1, which is 42. And then again, now we're feeling 2, which is 57. So now we're going to read 2, ride the wave, and get vertical. Okay. One thing, again, we work on this drill as well, be able to get past the second level and be able to see that. And then again, go and work the level. Okay. Again, that's also one of our freshmen from Texas. So again, working that drill, this is our 3-can drill, guys. You guys see this will show up just a little bit, but being able to work this on that same angle. I'm the read, the second guy is that second defender, being able to get away from him and then be able to see what he does on that second level. So again, good eyes, good track, be able to hit that and be able to see where they're going. Again, now working that same move, being able to come through and again, feeling the flow of that second level defender. This is our second level drill. Again, being able to hit our track, but then now, what does that second level defender do? Is he now creating the space? Is he overplaying it? Now we cut back and cut tight. And again, I like this box area because I don't like those guys to make that big jump cut. I want those guys to be able to get vertical right after that plant and then be able to go and accelerate, just like we saw. Okay, guys. So again, another one out the gun. Okay, this is our converted receiver to running back. You know what I mean? So again, a guy that had who was a scat back in high school, he was able to now transfer over game 5 or game 6 to running back. So again, now we're still reading the M-man on line of scrimmage. He's doing a great job of staying flat on his track and then being able to press and make the cut on the heels of alignment. Again, we want to try to get in a relationship with the center. Again, his steps are a little bit choppier, but again, be able to get 1, 2, 3, and then be able to find that and be able to work on that second level move. Okay, this is going to be this right here with Bill's T. So I know you guys saw that, but again, be able to still read our M-man on the line of scrimmage. Read 1, feel 2. Who becomes our 2? Really, nobody becomes our 2 until the second level. So now we're just staying on our track. Nobody takes us off our track. We're going to keep it rolling. Read 1, feel 2. And again, just being able to see that. So again, giving that same look. Again, guys, training our guys in these same modes to be able to have these ideas or have these same movements that's going to transfer into the game setting. Trey Broncos, again, from the gun. So again, now we got that outside guy. So again, our read is still the in-man line of scrimmage. This is really important, which sometimes happens, okay? So again, our end spikes. So this is what we'll call a bounce read, guys. So again, anytime we get a bounce read at tailback, we understand like, okay, it's happening for a reason. Somebody's coming over the top. And knowing that our combinations now are not really going to be able to get to that second level. Okay, so again, with the bend and scrape that they're playing right here, I tell the running back to be able to stay flat. And again, I would love for him to stay a little bit flatter with his track. But again, you see how he starts already working down that track. If he attacks and takes one more step flat, I think he's going to get the linebacker to play a little bit wider, which he doesn't have to make a drastic cut that he does. One thing that you guys will see is just be able to work this. Elijah's just doing him a little bit there. You know what I mean? Again, working this, again, using that same drill that we just saw, being able to give the read and then being able to get this guy to do exactly whatever kind of body mechanics that we're going to get him to do in that situation. Again, you guys show the X showing up again in ball security. Again, making the X right there, locking it across his wrist, finishing the run. Okay, our Bill's T, so our combinations are going out to 52. Okay, boom, read one. This is why I talk about reading one, fill two, guys. Again, you're gonna see read one, I'm reading 52. And again, do I give my guys, older guys, a techniques change? So again, I'm running to a 9, coach. Okay, coach, yes. Is that 9 gonna get reached? Probably not. So again, we take a pre-snap read, we call it our 3 Ps. A pre-snap read, post-snap read, and then we perform. Okay, so we call it the 3 Ps. Again, pre-snap, post-snap, perform. So again, right here, pre-snap telling us right now that 52 is probably not going to get reached. Okay, so again, boom. Now we confirm it with our post-snap. We read 1, we feel 2, be able to put that foot in the ground and get vertical. And again, making guys miss. It's showing up on film, making guys miss. This is a one-on-one where this backer, our safety in this case, is really coming downhill. We don't have a hat for a hat with the safety. Now we have to make this guy miss in space, be able to make it work and go from there. Again, how does it show up? Again, I don't have too much help at running back coach here right now, but again, I'm trying to work on student assistance. But again, we're coming through, and again, we're just making sure that read of the defensive end is the last trash can. We're now gonna bang it right here, and then again, working on the move to find out what we're gonna do. Using different weapons that we show to be able to come up in space on a drill in a live game situation. Okay, guys, going to a 4 down. So again, taking our pre-snap read. Okay, we got 2 outside right now. Okay, bam. Okay, pre-snap. I'm going to look at this saying, is this going to go outside? Probably not. Okay, Lane does a great job of being able to say, now I can feel 2 sooner. Okay, and again, we're still trying to get in a relationship with who? Center. Our center is going to be able to tell us if we're going to have that bang read or that bend read, which we would call this that bend read for us. Okay, being able to come now and be able to feel that penetration just a little bit and then be able to get vertical off. Okay, he's doing a good job with his eyes. I think doing a good job of stretching the defense. One thing that we do at running back is we block the linebackers to be able to get vertical. Again, second level, do what we do. Again, be able to work our offhand stiff arm. And again, one thing with the sideline drill, be able to get vertical and fight to stay in bounds. We're always going to fight to stay in bounds. Always, always, always. Him with that, and again, be able to have that show up in a big game. Any questions right now, guys? I know we're just rolling through. So again, technique-wise, run into a 3, run into a shade. We're gonna see all those different situations coming up here in a second. But definitely, if you guys have a question, please stop and just feel free to keep going. So again, now we're still running into a 3 now. A Y9 and a 3. So again, we're going outside. Okay. So again, now we're able to get that reach of the 3, be able to go outside. Oh no. Right. So now we call this a double cut. And again, I gave him a little bit of lenience with this cut just because we called him robo arm. He dislocated his elbow in practice and ended up come back and play for us, but he can't carry the ball in his left hand. So this is also goes back to why if you're running outside zone to the left, put the ball in your left hand because that hard cut inside is very difficult for a lot of guys. One thing for him is that he can't just make his definite cut that he usually make that we've seen already and be able to get vertical and score a touchdown. One thing you guys see with him now, he's going to be able to try to avoid that instead of being able to put that foot in the ground and accelerate through that hole. Now he's trying to avoid, all right, and trying to avoid, and he's not able to really kind of finish the run. But He is Mr. Fundamental, making the X, doing what he does best. Okay, here goes our Broncos check. So again, guys, right here, we were checking to the shade. So we were just we'd rather run this our outside zone to the shade just because of being able to get this kind of relationship that we're getting. Okay, we got to a little bit of tug play where we're going to be able to pin the the two, and then now be able to pull in our center. All right, we have a really athletic center. He's able to get through here and be able to come through and be able to have a nice hole for him to be able to go. Again, Northern Colorado really didn't understand how to fit our outside zone, and we just took advantage of it all day. I mean, we ran this play more than four or five different times in this game, and they still misaligned, and we just kept checking away. It was a great deal. So again, showing up, second level, making guys miss. Again, finishing runs. Again, still same play. Now they gave us the bear look. Anytime we got the bear look, we just said we go in and keep it on and be able to run where our numbers are. So again, our tight end is still outside. Now our tight end doesn't need to come down here. He's be able to come and be able to be a free blocker. But as you guys can see, there's nobody out there for him to block. They wanted to stop it with Bear. One thing for us guys, Bear is a big time what defenses try to do to stop our outside zone. As a running back, we love Bear. Okay. And the reason we love Bear is because it creates lane. And for us, if we have a great track, we have a great pace car mindset, we can find those lanes and make them pay for it, which we do here. Okay. So again, we're still stretching it, becoming one-on-ones. We're going to make this defender that our right guard is on, and then be able to cut off his butt and then be able to get out of it for a nice gain. Okay. Again, breaking tackles. But again, the one thing you do see is us being able to get through and then be able to come through and be able to run tight on that. One thing that you guys see right here is my lateral vertical drill. All right, we do this one just for that kind of that same finding that window. We want to find that window. Again, having that kind of that shoulder square, kind of being in a different position, but now be able to put that foot in the ground and accelerate through whatever hole they see. I think that's going to be really important to show up on a few different cuts that we do have. So it's really kind of having us go down the line just like we would. As you guys will see kind of here, we're going to go through, we're going to check again. There we go. Boom. So again, now we're going through, we're coming through flat. And again, now we're kind of filling it out. We're in that same position of where we're going to find it, and then we're going to go. And then being able to show those guys why we're doing the drills is definitely helpful. You know what I mean? Definitely helpful. Definitely helps them understand why those things are going to show up. And again, second level drills, anytime we can get a second level that we had earlier in that in the cut up of that drill work, being able to show guys how the defender, second level defender is playing. Is he overplaying me? Is he underplaying it? You have to run through a shoulder, half a man, different angles that we just work on all the time. Okay. Again, now we got those wide techniques. So again, this is definitely a cool look that they were really trying to just slant half the time in AU. So one thing that really kind of throws a running back off at times is movement. Anytime you get movement in certain looks, it really kind of like makes the running back think, okay, what am I going to do? And stutter steps. One thing that we create is being able to stretch. And again, like right here, boom, be able to come off of this. One thing that Elijah does almost to a fault is he always pressing so tight to the O lineman, which he blocks 5, which is our rule. You block the linebackers, you block the safeties. Again, how do you block them? You block them with your track. I think right here he blocks him, but now he's got to be able to have that timing, that space right here to be able to come out this clean. Because if he does, this is going to be a big gash. Okay, so again, still running through, got those wide techniques again. So again, now we love it. I mean, we really get to stretch the defense. And I love what Elijah is really doing here. And this is really where it shows up, guys, how we block the linebacker. Everybody in the room right here can see that there's a big ass hole where number 5 is. Being able to train your running backs in the mindset that, hey, number 5 is unblocked. We have to get him blocked. We have to keep on our track until somebody takes it off. So our read is definitely outside, which we know that's not gonna ever get reached. And 53s are gonna be our 2. So read 1, fill 2. Now we're filling 2. But what I tell Elijah here is that nothing is taking you off your track yet, right? So with that being said, now you can be able to stay on your track, and now that's going to allow you to block number 5. Allow you to block number 5 and be able to run through the tight windows. And again, the second level, I would just tell him to get his pads down, buddy, right there. Okay. We also go fast. Okay. So one thing for us guys, we have an ability with all these run plays that we just did with Broncos and Bills and Broncos, be able to really go fast. And with us being able to go fast, we're able to really stretch the defense and kind of put them in a different situation where they're not at times not ready and everything for us. Our one word mechanics of our Bills and Broncos is just that we'll signal Bills and Broncos. And again, our guys will know how to get lined up. Bills and Broncos that week will be 3-by-1, and that allows them to know that, hey, this is our 3-by-1 formation. We're going to be aligned here, and now we're going to be able to run it. Nothing changes for the back or the quarterback. O-linemen are going to be able to play fast and be able to do what they do. Okay, so again, right here, being able to go through. Again, you see Elijah right here, which we, I love my guard, JT. He doing a good job. I would love him to keep reaching, keep straining to go with that outside hand. No doubt that happens. One thing right here, guys, we are efficient runners. Okay, this happened. We always got the O-line back. So anytime you're talking to your running backs and be like, oh man, the line missed a block. That's something that's never said in our room. Okay, we always talk about how we're always going to make them right. Okay, those guys are our best friends. We look out for them at any time. So no doubt, this is a tough situation. Elijah does a great job of just being able to come through, attacking with speed, make a guy miss. And again, boom, on that same level, be able to make another guy miss. Okay. One thing for us guys is dynamic and breaking tackle. But it starts with his track, it starts with his read. Again, he knows right here with this bare look that we're going to be stretching, we're going to stretch, and we're going to find our first seam. Okay. Anytime we get a bare look, we know that it's going to be a possible stretched out look for us, so that we got to find it. Whoa, shoot. Let's pass down, Elijah. Again, just showing you guys the muscle memory of guys just being able to do it. Again, second level, making the guy read, the in-man alignment scrimmage, cutting tight, and then be able to get out of it. Boom. There goes that read. Goes outside, he's stretching all the way out to it. Again, being able to run run into our Alaskan native right there, number 8, guys. You got to see him. That's Derek Snell right there at number 8, just crushing guys. So he's a fan favorite of us too. So we give him the rock at running back too. So he's in the running back room more than often as well. So again, we're stretching right there, running off the tight windows. Just the same thing we just saw. And again, we got robo arm, so he's not able to give him the stiff arm or really do anything here, which could have been, in my mind, a bigger run. Any questions with that right there, guys, with the gun run?
No, coach, we're good. Thanks.
No question. So now I wanted to get to pistol. So now with the pistol mindset, I'll say the one thing with pistol mindset, guys, it changes. It changes in where the gun is. The quarterback is always going to be the RPO / just a backside guarantee. Now, when we run out of pistol, we're really trying to sell full outside zone. We're trying to get the reaching. We're trying to get outside if we possibly can. But the biggest thing is that we're trying to get defensive flow. Okay. How we do that, again, another thing that I know a lot of guys have in their system is being able to run tracks. With our tracks without a pistol, guys, being able to run this and then me stealing reps. Okay, so again, we're giving them the read and then being able to, at the same time, be able to go ahead and make a defender miss or do whatever we might do in a situation. So again, stealing reps in mesh, don't make it mindless. Another drill where Any running back has to do a lot of work with that. I know it takes a little bit of setup, guys, but again, this is valuable reps where you can mindlessly do your track. This, we really get something out of this drill. You know, you're able to really kind of do it and be able to have a situation where that is. Okay. So mindset for pistol. Okay. So for us, we're going to still have our base scheme. Again, with our base scheme, we know as running back that our quarterback's controlling the backside C gap, the backside defender. One thing with our running back that we do the pop and go. The reason we do pop and go is that we want to give the quarterback time and the snap time. I wish we could always have a perfect snap that's going to put it right in the quarterback's stomach. But again, we cannot guarantee that. Okay. The next thing is why we pop and go is because, again, that now we can be able to set our eyes. We set our eyes, we set our track. With us being able to set our eyes and set our track, now that's going to take away from the running back trying to sometimes peak and become tired to the line of scrimmage. You're going to see in a few of these clips, like this one especially, our quarterback, in my opinion, and our offensive coordinator opinion, that he's not straining. We want him to be able to set this right here, catch, and deliver this to the running back. He's not having to strain. He's barely even opening up to be able to hand this ball off. Because again, we want that point to be right around here for the running back quarterback exchange. If he can get to that spot, now we're really creating that stretch that we really want. Okay. So one thing that we do a good job of is here, we're going to read the end man on line of scrimmage. So again, reading the end man on line of scrimmage, we're going to keep pressing our track. We're going to cut on the heels. And again, he does a great job of reading one and filling two. And again, let's talk about that two read for me. We just don't mindlessly say D tackle or D into D tackle. We just don't do that. So when we talk about our read, we talk about reading one and who is becoming our two. Okay. So again, in our situation here, all right, one is our one. Our two is now becoming that backer that's trying to fill on our backside guard block. So again, now we're going to keep stretching because nothing's going to take us off our track. So we're pressing, and riding the wave. Now we're able to get vertical off that cut. Okay, again out the pistol, Broncos T. So again, running to a tight end. Anytime we're running to a tight end, guys, we got our triple out. So again, it's going to be a T. Now it's going to allow the tackle and the old lineman know that we can minus the point. Okay, so again, now I don't love my running back's eyes. You see him kind of looking at the snap here. Now, all that does is now you guys see his track go inside, and we have even worse of an exchange. Okay, and the biggest thing that I want though from here is to create downhill lateral flow. Okay, with this track, those linebackers are still flowing lateral here. So again, now I want to be able to go a little bit wider with this track. And again, is the ball going to hit in the same spot? Probably so. But now we're going to be able to make this block for our center even easier. Okay. So again, now we're going to be able to allow our center to be able to kick that guy out even tighter. And again, that's going to help out our backside guard so that everybody get on. Okay. Again, not the greatest on the backside combination, but again, we still are doing our running efficient runs. Right. No negative runs. That's our policy. Again, this drill now, you guys see how it kind of just morphed into read one, fill two. So again, working our 3-can, still be able to read one, fill two. So again, who's becoming my two? Now it's the second level. Again, one more guy that I get as a helper who come that third read. But again, you'll see this right here. So again, really not feeling the flow that's going to happen, be able to get vertical off. We've got a few of those guys. Again, still running to our Broncos to our right. So again, now you're going to see that right here. I think Lane does a pretty good job of being able to stay on his track. Again, this is early in the season. We're still working on this. But again, this allows Lane here to be able to see this flow. Okay. Why does he press it? This is why I said guideline of 3 steps past the mesh with the quarterback. So again, it's 2 steps to the mesh, 3 steps past the mesh. It's something that we always preach in just clinic talk. But again, one thing that happens here is that Lane's reading one and he feels two already crossing his face. So now he's able to put that foot in the ground and be able to get vertical. And that's that now our drill where we just plant and go. Again, you'll be able to go here and get an attack. Lane does a great job of ball security as always, getting vertical with that. Again, out the pistol, guys, you get to see it. would be a better. This is where I think Tommy straining to get that ball out. Okay, I think this is a great clip of us really stretching it. Tommy's doing a great job selling it. And again, I'll put Tommy on any defensive end in the country being able to get out of this right here, guys. So you guys see how, like I said, it's a different mindset to set up your play action. Again, especially out of 12 personnel. Again, everybody and your mom think that we're going to run. But again, we have a few different plays where Tommy's just going to keep that and be able to pull it on the backside. Okay, one thing you got to see right here, boom, he does a great job of reading one. Again, is this ball going to bounce? Pre-snap, I say no. Okay, now we got to be able to field two sooner. We're going to field two. Two's doing a great job of stretching over the top. Now we got the flow that we want. Great flow. Now we about to be able to get through here. If he right here does a great job of being able to feel that and be able to come out of it just a little bit more, it's a shoestring tackle. Okay, again, 5-yard gain. We're going to be able to keep it rolling. I think, no doubt, me and himself, we want more than that. Okay, we get into this one right here, guys. It's going to be our cut scheme. Cyclone. So now we get into our split flow. Okay, so with our split flow, I love split flow, especially out of our from the pistol or under center. What the one thing you do is you either get those backers to hold like number 9 is doing here, which now allows us to be able to hit it out the front door and be able to stay on our track, or it allows now us to be able to get our one-on-one matchup. Okay. One thing you guys see with here, we don't get as much movement as we want from our left guard and left tackle. I mean, a guard and center, but our left tackle is doing a pretty good job of stretching it. One thing we do right here in this situation, guys, is we talk about we have to be efficient runner. So where would you want him to hit this? I want him to be able to say, okay, coach, it's a bad day. I know my read is telling me right now I can't go outside. I have to be able to go here vertically right now and take on 9 in the hole. Okay, because again, we cannot have negative runs. Anytime that we talk about your shoulders getting lateral to the line of scrimmage, you're a done deal. Okay, Reggie Bush doesn't play football anymore, and he's one of the only ones that can probably turn his shoulders lateral like that and then still be in the corner. Okay, so again, a freshman mistake, he got yelled at for sure, but definitely one thing that you guys can see a look of what we don't want and why we've been very efficient at this run. Okay, another situation right here. Okay, again, double cutting. Okay, again, we see 92. Okay, he's trying to do a good job of anchoring down. Okay, for me, that is still a bounce read. Okay, I think that's a bounce read with him playing underneath. One thing that Lane's trying to do here, because he felt that guy pre-snap was so wide, was that I'm going to field 2 sooner. Okay, he's going to try to field two sooner. Now he has to make the decision. He has the cutback that he needs and he wants. He just got to be able to put that in and commit to it. Again, it goes back to the brace, maybe, possibly. I'm not going to give him a pass with it because we've seen him early on make that cut behind right here. We see him ride that wave and just made that cut because he's feeling that before. But then we watched his film earlier. I mean, when we were watching it, I was like, what is your read telling you? Okay, you're going to bounce this, but he said, okay, coach, I felt 6. I was like, okay, put that foot in the ground and go. You can't be back there second cutting and then bouncing out with a bad look. Okay. Again, running our check, still against Northern Colorado. They couldn't figure out life, so we just kept on running it. Okay. One thing you guys see again right here. Okay. Not a great mesh between the quarterback and running back here, right? Tight track, tight. Okay. One thing that Lane has to do is anything taking him off of his track right now? No, right? So why are you cutting this back up the field right now? He needs to now be able to take his 3 steps past the mesh, which he's not doing, okay? Which allows everybody else to be able to come back. He's trying to bend this all the way back behind the tackle, okay? Not too many times will that ever happen at the running back, okay? So again, for me, seeing this clip, I just want Lane to know right now you're totally dead wrong, okay? You're not pressing your track. You're not riding the wave. Again, you're just cutting back, not up. Okay, we always talk about cutting up and not back. And he's cutting back into his tackle right now for a loss. Okay, all right, done with the bad. Let's get some good. Okay, so again, rookie running back going through it, Marquis, one thing that you guys see is, what's the number one thing you guys see is the ball's in the left hand, and he's right-handed, which is so weird to me. But he was, it's just comfort level, I guess. I don't really know, but we're getting it fixed. Trust me, guys. Again, now we're stretching it. We're going to our 12 personnel. We're running a 2 tight end, which we love. Be able to stretch this all the way out and then be able to get vertical. Again, he's doing a great job of staying on this track, trying to get mirrored up with the center. Oops, sorry. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry about that. We're able to keep stretching out. Boom, here, and now he's able to get vertical and make somebody miss on the second level. But again, we talk about that vertical cut up, not back, and that's what he's doing. All right, and then again, from there, go be a playmaker. Yeah, see, why would you switch into your left hand there? Doesn't make 0 sense. Okay. Boom. One thing, like I said, guys, I've talked about the snap and how that can dictate it, and that's why I like to pop and go, because the running back here makes us right. You guys understand what I'm saying? He makes us right by kind of slowing it down just at that top part of his track to be able to say, okay, I'm going to get secure the snap. And that happens a lot. So one thing you guys will see, it doesn't really affect us in that way. Again, we're still running out our 12 personnel set. And again, we love this right here to create that movement, to get all those numbers outside, because we're giving the illusion like we're going to stretch all the way outside and get the movement. Now we're going to get vertical. Again, Elijah Light loves his spin move, be able to come through, but make sure you get your pads down, buddy. Okay, boom, get through it. Let's go to work from there. Yeah, you guys are going to see how it just mirrors up. Boom, 2 outside. Now you can feel it. Read 1, feel 2. Be able to get that going. You see lane here. Feel 1, feel 2. Let's go to work. This is our 6th string running back right here, guys. So we're kind of beat Cal Poly by a few different points right here. But again, this is our 6th running back. The one thing you see right here, he's disciplined. He got his great track. The one thing I would tell him is better eyes. I want eyes stretched to be able to see and make the defenders run lateral here. Okay, lateral downhill, so that now we can get this right here. Again, we all would love right here. We're getting exactly what we want out of it. He takes one more step too many. And again, that places him too tight, too far on that side. You guys see the money shot that we could possibly have right here. Again, 5-yard gain. Again, we can't, yes, got a negative here. Because again, we want more. And there's more there. Because again, I've seen him do it. Again, he's our 6th string running back. But again, I expect more out of our room, So I think that's a little bit of my time there, guys. But just wanted to kind of open it up for questions about what you guys might have, or anything that you guys might be thinking as far as outside zone or anything like that.